This guy's from Australia. When he was 7 or 8 years old, he was having dinner with one of his friends' families. The dinner went fine, but when it was time to do the dishes, something crazy happened. In the backyard of this family's house was a giant ant's nest. Well, this kid saw his friend's dad take all the dishes and put them right in the ant's nest. This kid was horrified, and the dad noticed how freaked out he was. He said, "Oh, don't worry, this is completely normal, and it's very hygienic. The ants do a very good job at cleaning the dishes." This kid's a full adult now, and to this day, he wasn't sure if that dad was messing with him or if this is an actual thing. But still, that's super weird. Black markets kids ran in their schools. When this guy was in 7th grade, his science class had this thing where every Friday, if you brought in a news article related to science, you would get extra credit. Well, he always had extra articles because his mom would cut them out for him in case he lost some. He sold the extra articles to the kids in his class who had low grades. He charged between $1 and $5 per article depending on the length. And he made some decent money. And with that money, he bought his mom a very nice Mother's Day gift. That's sweet. Kids' funniest homework answers. This kid didn't know how to answer this test question, so he changed it to construct a banana car, and then he drew a banana car, and then he wrote, "I want to retake this test." Nice try. This homework question said, "What do you think is the best solution for overpopulation?" And this kid wrote The Hunger Games. He's not wrong. To change centimeters to meters, you take out, and he wrote centi. I see what you did there. This homework question asked students, would you rather be stuck on an island all alone or with someone you hate? And this kid wrote, I would rather be on an island with someone I hate so I have something to eat. Kid's a savage. This kid was supposed to name every single type of quadrilateral, but he gave them actual names. Bob, Sam, Tedison, Kate, and Harry. I like the name Tedison. These kids had to draw a picture of their teacher and write something they liked about her. This is this kid's drawing, and this is what he wrote. I like Mrs. Edwards. She is my teacher. I like when she does math with us. Once again, I think this kid meant to say math. People who are having the worst day. This lonely puzzle piece was found in a parking lot, and I bet you somebody somewhere is losing their mind. This person's daughter spilled a milkshake in the back of her car. Yeah, that'll take a while to clean up. A family's house cat tracked down the hidden stash of catnip, resulting in catnip all over this person's clothes and all over their house. That cat must have been fiending. This dude got his sofa stuck and now needs professional help to get it unstuck. He's paying $25 for anybody that can help him. This dude just wanted a cup of hot chocolate. But when he got the hot chocolate, there were tons of dead ants floating in there. How does this even happen? Before I get to the nastiest one, this app pays you to learn about money. And if you're not learning about money, then what are you doing? If you want it, get it right here. Make that money. And this cockroach who completely ruined this person's morning. If I saw that, I would just throw the whole house away. Black markets kids ran in their schools. When this kid was in high school, he ran a whole server network and put it on a USB drive. And whenever you plugged the USB into a school computer, it auto-deleted all the school blocks. So you can go to any website you want. The USB also auto-downloaded Minecraft and Roblox to the computers. He was making bank, big bank, until he was expelled. Another kid at his school wanted to keep this going, so he made about 800 copies of the USBs. But the original kid shut down the server, so he asked him if he could buy the server from him, and he said sure. This guy continued the business going, selling the USBs for $50 each, and he included some software updates. Nice. Weirdest things found in homes. Somebody found this tiny little door in their house that says milk on it. Does anybody know what these were used for? In the basement of somebody's apartment building, they found this mile-long tunnel. But look what's painted on the walls. Oh heck no. At someone's house, the paint on the wall was starting to crack, and they were able to see every single layer of paint since the house was built. That's actually pretty cool. When tearing up the walls at a house, they found this pretty awesome mural painted behind it. And this, somebody found a chain behind the wall of their new home. I can't imagine what that was used for. Dumb things people got in trouble for at school. The first story. When this guy was in kindergarten, he was caught rubbing his face on coats in the coat room. And for some reason, the teacher got very mad at this. He said he did this because the coats looked very soft. And he wanted to know what it felt like if he rubbed his face on the coats. Why would a teacher get mad at that? I would have done the same thing. The next story. When this person was in first grade, one day her teacher said, there are no words in the English language with 3 vowels in a row. She asked, what about the word beautiful? The teacher got mad and kept insisting that she was wrong. No. When this person was in school, a boy was twisting her arm and grabbing her chest, and he wouldn't let go, until she finally stomped on his foot very hard. They both got suspended because the teacher said that the school has a zero tolerance for violence. That's when she asked, well, what was I supposed to do? And the teacher responded by saying, you were supposed to let him do it until help arrived. That's absolutely messed up. Robert Pattinson had a stalker in 2008, and this is how he dealt with it. In 2008, while filming a movie in Spain, Robert Pattinson said that he had a stalker. She would stand outside of his apartment all day, every day, for weeks. Robert eventually got so bored and lonely that one day he confronted her and told her that he would have dinner with her. This crazed fan was super excited, but unfortunately for the fam, this wasn't the fairy tale first date with a celebrity that she had expected. Basically, for the entire dinner, Robert Pattinson complained about everything in his life, and he wouldn't shut up. The dinner ended, she went home, and she never came back to stalk him ever again. Restaurant sign fails. This Arby's sign makes no sense at all. Somebody really messed up on this. This Dunkin' Donuts sign says, try the new P Donuts. I'm gonna have to pass. Taco Bell, try. What? This KFC sign just says, limited time. Okay. Burger King, closed, she gone. I like that. I love that this KFC sign just says bucket. I mean, they're not lying. They do have buckets. This car wash sign says, we are now credit cards. Alright. Walgreens, get your shongles shit today. Before I get to the last one, this app literally pays you to walk. You do it already, so why not get paid for it? If you want it, I'll have it right here. And my favorite, this Wendy's sign that just wants to say, hey, hi Wendy's.
Security's tight.
Yeah.
But I think we can do it still. I think he's packing.
In the front?
Both. We're gonna do this. Let's clean the bean. It's a Saturday. It's 90 degrees in Chicago. We're in front of the bean, and it's freaking dirty. Let's clean it. It's a dirty bean. I'm gonna go under there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start cleaning, and I'm gonna get everyone to chant with me on a count of 3 to clean the bean.
We're cleaning the bean. Clean the bean. Hey guys, 1, 2, 3. Clean the bean. All right. Clean the bean. 1, 2, 3. Clean the bean. Yeah.
Craziest things found in fast food. In the year 2000, a woman went to McDonald's to pick up some Mighty Wings for her family. She went home, her kids were hungry, and she dished out the food on plates to serve to them. But when she was dishing out the wings, she noticed something strange. It was a fried, severed chicken head. She called McDonald's, and the manager apologized and offered her a new order of wings, or a bunch of free food. She said no, and sued them for $30,000. Random pictures that kind of blew my mind. This airplane bathroom has a window in it. There's nothing better than pooping with a view. I guess some stores in Europe don't refrigerate their eggs, which doesn't make any sense to me. Don't they need to be kept cold? We've all seen these buttons to press if we want to cross the street, but some places also have buttons for people on horseback. That's pretty interesting. This gardening store has an aisle of death for bug and weed killer and an aisle of life for fertilizers, potting soil, and gardening supplies. That's hardcore. This banana. I can tell you right now, I have never seen a banana as straight as this. Before I get to the last one, this app will teach you how to be rich when you get older. It also pays you to learn about money. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this dandelion that's almost 2 feet long. That's a big boy. Creepiest things that happened at schools. This teacher recalled a day when one of his first grade students came into class and said that he had killed 2 bunnies and a few birds. He even wrote about it in his journal and drew some very detailed pictures. Sure enough, the carcasses of these animals were found on the playground at recess. When they asked him why he did it, he said he wanted to know what it felt like to kill something. Oh. The Japanese toilet experience. This might be the weirdest bathroom of all time. Now I want to know, would you use it? This bathroom is located somewhere in Japan, and this face sits right in front of the toilet. And the toilet is not a normal toilet. It has sensors, so whenever you sit down, this face moves slowly closer to you while singing a drunken tune. See for yourself. Weirdest mannequins of all time. An employee dressed this mannequin in bed sheets. And honestly, she's gorgeous. I'll say it. This mannequin is way too freaking tall. And truly, it's creeping me out. I don't even know what this is, but it definitely shouldn't exist. Look at its face. This person got revenge on her neighbors, and the way she did it was Chef's kiss. Her neighbors lived directly behind her house. They worked from 7 p.m. till 5 a.m. every day, but during the time they were at work, they would leave their dog outside, and that dog would bark the entire time. Well, every time she would knock on their door asking if they could bring their dog in at night, they said no, dogs bark. That's just what they do. Well, she didn't like that response, so one night, while her neighbors were at work and the dog was outside, she had her phone out, recording the dog's barks. When the neighbors got home from their night at work, they brought their dog inside and went to sleep. That's when she plugged her phone into her stereo, pointed it at their house, and blasted the recording of the barking, full volume. Eventually, the neighbors woke up, came to her door saying, "Shut your dog up." She answered the door and said, "That's not my dog. That's your dog. I recorded him barking last night, and I will play this recording every single day because, as you said, dogs bark. That's what they do." Needless to say, they started bringing their dog in at night, and the barking stopped. Creepiest things people found in their houses. This person went into their attic for the first time and found a baby stroller. If that were me, I wouldn't even touch it. In somebody else's attic, they found this chair just sitting there. Imagine if it just started rocking by itself. One family found this old Polaroid picture with the question, "Do you see him on it?" That's actually terrifying. And at this family's new home, in one of the bedrooms, they noticed on the ceiling, in faint writing, it says, "I'm under the bed." If I saw that, I would not be moving in. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. He is currently in high school and still runs this business. At his school, he takes a foods class where the students are taught how to cook and bake different types of foods. After the food is made, the students are allowed to wrap it up and take it with them to eat for later. Well, this kid had a brilliant idea. He started selling the food he made in foods class. For example, one day in class, they made cookies, and he made 15 chocolate chip cookies. And after class, he sold those cookies for $2 each, making $30. And he would make other things as well, like cupcakes, monkey bread, garlic bread. So far, he's made $230, and he plans to continue keeping this going for a long time. These are the weirdest life hacks. Crayons are flammable, and they'll provide an hour of candlelight if you light the top. That's pretty crazy. If you have the hiccups, eat a spoonful of peanut butter. They should go away very quick. And if your dog is ever barking at the vacuum, yell at the vacuum. Your dog will stop. Thank me later. This guy got revenge on his roommate, but did he go too far? He lived in an apartment building with 5 roommates. One of the roommates was known for stealing everyone's food and never replacing it. He was sick and tired of this. One day, he found out that the food-stealing roommate's mom was coming to town to stay for a few days. He also knew that his roommate's mom loved horses, so this is what he did. He ordered horse meat to be delivered to the apartment. When the horse meat arrived, he sliced off a couple pieces and put it in a Tupperware container and left it in the fridge. He then put the leftover bag that was labeled horse meat in the freezer. Fast forward a few days, and he comes home to his roommate and his roommate's mom enjoying dinner at the table. He opens the fridge and he sees that the Tupperware container is missing, so he makes a big scene. "I had horse meat in a Tupperware container right here. Somebody ate my meat." And his roommate says, "Haha, very funny, that wasn't horse meat, but I did take some. I wanted to make my mom steak and eggs for dinner." That's when our dude said, "No man, that really wasn't steak." He pulls out the frozen bag of horse meat from the freezer and shows it to them. Well, his roommate's mom starts sobbing uncontrollably, yelling at her son, "Why did you make me eat horse meat?" Needless to say, the roommate never took anyone's food ever again. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. When he was a freshman in high school, he noticed you could buy 1 6-pack of Kool-Aid Bursts for just $1 at Walmart. So he had an idea. He was going to buy a bunch of 6-packs, freeze them overnight, and bring them to school. He would then sell them for $1 a bottle. So he would buy 1 6-pack for $1, sell all 6, and make $5 profit. Business was booming. Before long, he was bringing in 36 6-packs of Kool-Aid Bursts every day, and he was selling out. During his freshman year, he made about $5,000. Until one day during lunch, he was doing his business. It was busy. Everyone was thirsty and they wanted Kool-Aid. Well, he ran out and went back to the football locker room to pick up more. Somebody followed him, and they found out exactly what he was doing. When they got back to the lunchroom, he was busted. They had all of his inventory and money stacked on a table like it was a scene from Narcos. He was then escorted by school staff to the principal's office. As he was walking out, however, students booed and screamed and caused a riot because they wanted their freaking Kool-Aid, and he didn't do anything wrong. He was then suspended. To this day, people call him Juice. He is now an entrepreneur and owns a few small businesses. Was this boyfriend too harsh? This guy has a cat named Raven, who's 3 years old, and a few weeks ago, his girlfriend of 2 years moved into his apartment, and it was obvious she wasn't a big fan of his cat. He didn't think it was that big of a deal, until one day he came home and Raven was gone. His cat was missing for hours, and he was worried sick because he loves that cat. But finally, one of his friends came knocking at his door with Raven, saying stating that he found him 2 blocks away. When his girlfriend came home, he asked her how his cat, who has never tried to get outside before, ended up that far from the apartment. And after some arguing, she finally admitted to kicking the cat out. He was furious. He said that she had no right to do this, and that because she thought it was okay, he wants her out at the end of the month. She started crying, saying that she had nowhere to go and that if he kicks her out, she would have to live on the street. He said he doesn't care. Now all of his friends say that he's being too harsh. What do you think? Who is the in this situation? And this one might be kind of obvious. A couple months into their marriage, this man said that his wife wanted a dog very bad, but his stepchildren have told him that his wife had the tendency to want a dog more than anything, get it, and then give it away when she was tired of it. Well, he brought this up to her, and she promised him that that wouldn't happen. So they got a dog. A couple months in, and he loved the dog so much, but he sensed that his wife might be growing tired of it. Well, his suspicions were confirmed when one day, without consulting him, she went out and adopted a $2,000 dog, and when she came home with the dog, she said that she wanted to get rid of the other dog. He said, absolutely not. You promised me this wouldn't happen. And now me and the dog are a package deal. If the dog goes, I go. And now she's saying that he is an for not standing by her side on this. What do you think? Is this guy an for what he did, or was this an innocent situation? On this day, he went to a cookout with his wife's family. He got there, sat down, and cracked open a cold one. Well, as he was taking his first sip, his wife's 3-year-old niece comes up and asks him what he's drinking. He says beer, and she asks to try some. Thinking she'll hate it, he poured a tiny amount into a cup and gave it to her. Well, turns out she loved it and asked for more. He said, no, it's an adult drink. He thought that was the end of it, but it wasn't. For the rest of the cookout, she went around demanding people give her beer. She refused to eat. She only wanted beer. Her parents had to put her in a timeout, and his in-laws and wife were very upset with him. Is he an asshole for this? What do you think? This kid had a friend whose family did some super weird stuff. This kid moved to a new neighborhood when he was 6 years old, and he made a friend. So one day, he went over to that friend's house. When he first walked in, he immediately noticed something that smelled kind of sour, but he didn't think too much of it. Him and his new friend were playing Nerf guns for a while when this happened. Out of nowhere, this kid takes his socks off and starts doing this. Smell these. Kyle, smell these. Dude, that's nasty. I don't want to smell those. No, I mean it. Smell this. No. At first, it seemed like typical kid stuff, until later in the day, this kid, his mom, and his dad started smelling each other's socks. Oh my god, that's a good one. That's crazy. Honey, let me smell. Oh my god, that's pungent. Here, buddy, you want to smell? That really is a good one. The mom then forced this kid to smell the sock as well. Oh, no, 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 no. Please don't, please don't. Oh, you're being a baby. Smell it. No, no. Turns out, this family smelled each other's socks like that every single day. Black markets, kids ran in their schools. Follower submission. When he was in high school, he was taking woodshop class. And something he would make all the time was these wooden door stoppers that teachers would use. And the teachers at his school seemed to lose their door stoppers often. So he would make them and sell them for $5 a piece. Well, the funny thing is, the teachers weren't simply losing their door stoppers. This kid would secretly take them from their classrooms. And then when they noticed their door stopper was missing, they would come to him and ask him to make them another one. And the cycle continues. He made $300 doing this. Is this guy in the right or the wrong in this situation? This guy's last name is Doe. It hasn't really affected his life aside from when he was younger and kids would sometimes call him Dodo. Well, his wife, who was 6 months pregnant at the time, wanted to name their future son after her grandfather, who had passed away a couple months prior from cancer. His name was John. Well, her husband said, no, there's no way we're naming our son John, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind. Said he felt like that would be setting their son up for a world of problems, especially when the kid grew up and would have to apply to jobs, as nobody would believe his name is actually John Doe. Well, his wife said he was being an asshole for not even considering a name with such strong family connections. I don't know. Would you want your son to be named John Doe? What do you think? Weird things found in new houses. There's a shower in one room of this new house. It doesn't look sanitary. At this apartment building, the balconies face the inside common hallway. Nobody's gonna use those. Just have them face outside. What's the problem? I don't even know what's going on here. But it seems like they altered the floor to make sure the door can open. Somebody messed up big time. At this house, it looks like they were trying to build some brick stairs up to the door, but they missed the door. Come on. This kid was making $1,200 every week from selling candy. This is Nathan John Baptiste, who has now been dubbed the Wolf of Walthamstow. He started his business by selling a few chocolate bars out of the boys' bathroom, but things started to pick up, and business was definitely booming. He would post his daily menu on his Snapchat, he would take orders, and he would make the exchanges at lunchtime every day. He sold his products at a deep discount from store prices, so everybody was going to him. He was loved by his customers, and he started making upwards of $300 every single day. Fancy suits and lavish dinners became a part of his daily life. If he had continued his operations, he would have brought in $56,000 by the end of the school year. But the school staff found out about his endeavors, which at the time was running in 3 different schools with 11 employees, and he was shut down. He was discouraged at first, but his millionaire mindset remains. He is now a stockbroker with huge plans for the future. Black markets kids ran in their schools. When this kid was in high school, he ran a whole server network and put it on a USB drive. And whenever you plugged the USB into a school computer, it auto-deleted all the school blocks. So you can go to any website you want. The USB also auto-downloaded Minecraft and Roblox to the computers. He was making bank, big bank, until he was expelled. Another kid at his school wanted to keep this going, so he made about 800 copies of the USBs. But the original kid shut down the server, so he asked him if he could buy the server from him, and he said sure. This guy continued the business going, selling the USBs for $50 each, and he included some software updates. Nice.
Everybody wishes the flavor of their gum would last longer, but don't make the same mistake this guy did. Just a warning, this story is kind of graphic and pretty sad. In 2009, Ukrainian chemistry student Vladimir Likanos was home for Christmas break in his bedroom. He was an incredibly talented and smart chemist, so while he was chewing gum doing work in his room, he got an idea. He really wanted his gum to last longer, so he decided he was going to dip a piece of gum in citric acid, which would cause the flavor to be stronger and last longer. This is where one small mistake would cost him his life. Instead of dipping the gum into the citric acid powder, he dipped it into an explosive powder that looks just like citric acid. He then put the gum in his mouth, and after one bite, it exploded. His mom heard the explosion from the basement. She went upstairs, went into her son's room, and saw him laying there with his jaw blown off. Rest in peace, Vladimir.
Teachers who definitely shouldn't be teaching. At one elementary school, this teacher was teaching a lesson when one of the kids in the class was kind of sniffling and blowing his nose. She got irritated, and this is what happened. And that class is exactly why Christopher Columbus is my hero. Anyone have any? Does anyone have any? That's it. Kyle, meet me in the hallway right now. Miss, did I do anything wrong? You want to blow your nose? Then blow away. Next time, be more respectful. Things people thought were normal growing up, but actually weren't. When this kid was growing up, whenever he took a shower and he had to poop, he would just poop in the shower. And apparently he did this all the time. I don't know what his parents thought about this, or if they did it too, but it wasn't until this guy was in college. He was in a shared dorm room with a shared bathroom. He was taking a shower and he took a dump. The people who shared that bathroom with him were absolutely disgusted and horrified. They were like, dude, did you just take a shit in the shower? He's like, yeah. Don't you? They're like, no! And that's when he realized that what he had been doing his entire life is super sus. Businesses you could run at your school. This one's pretty basic, but it's a good way to get started. Sell gum. Go to Amazon and you can buy a chewing gum assortment of 40 packs for about $15 right now. There are 5 sticks of gum in each pack, so in total, this box has 200 sticks of gum. Now you can sell them for however much you want. If you sold each piece of gum for $1, you'd make $200 minus the $15 you used to buy it, and that's $185 profit. Now $1 might be too expensive. You could sell them for 50 cents each, and that would still get you $85 profit. It's not a crazy amount of money, but business is business, and you never know what'll happen. The worst dog haircut ever. You'll see the pictures in just a second. A dog owner said that their dog needed a haircut very bad, so she cut his hair. But the way it turned out is actually terrifying. See for yourself. I don't think it's a dog anymore. Times kids gave the best comebacks in school. This one happened during the lockdown when everyone was taking classes on Zoom. This kid was at his house in Zoom class when he got up to get a glass of water. This is what happened next. Kyle, where did you go? What? Sorry, I can't hear you. What'd you say? Why did you get up and leave? Where did you go? I went to get a glass of water. Next time, ask me, please. That is incredibly disrespectful to me and the rest of the class for you to just leave. Excuse me? Stop talking, okay? This is a warning. How is this bitch gonna tell me I can't get water in my own house? I beg your pardon? Is your mom home? Bring her on screen right now. Okay. Hey mom, come here. Yeah, what's up? Mr. Stevens just yelled at me for getting a glass of water. What? How is this bitch gonna tell you you can't get water in your own house? That's exactly what I said. I'm sorry. An awesome life hack that anybody with a phone can do. So say you're at a friend's house and they don't have Netflix, or you don't have Netflix, or Netflix doesn't have the movie or TV show that you want to watch. This is what you do. Go to your browser and type in downloader.world and visit that website. Once you're there, press Android Store or App Store, whichever one you have. Press the question mark in the top right and search 777. See what happens. Boom, any movie or TV show that you want. Seriously, try it out. It works.
Black Markets Kids Ran in Their Schools, Part 31. When this guy was a senior in high school, he was student body president. That meant he had a lot of responsibilities and privileges. One of those privileges was having a master key to the school. The high school had gates that students had to go through before entering or leaving the school. And his job was to lock those gates after school started in the morning and unlock them at the end of the day as kids were getting out. Well, he realized it was a great business opportunity. Kids that were always late to school would text him every morning asking him to leave the gates open so they can make it to class. And he would charge them $5 to do it. And then there were the stoners. They would always text him asking him to open the gates early so they could ditch class and go smoke in the parking lot. And he charged them $15 to do it. He made $2,000 his senior year because of this, and he was never caught or suspected because he was a straight-A student and everybody loved him.
Black Markets Kids Ran in Their Schools. At one high school, the seniors had a business in which they scammed the rest of the students. Every day, they would sell elevator passes, even though the school was only one story. And they would also sell pool passes, even though the school did not have a pool. The crazy part is, people actually bought these passes, and the seniors were making a decent amount of money. The school administration knew about this, but they never shut it down. They said, if you're stupid enough to not know that our school's only one story, you deserve to get swindled. Well, this finally came to an end when more and more parents started to complain and demanded that this be stopped. Black Markets Kids Ran in Their Schools. A follower submission. About a month ago, this kid was telling his dad how he wanted to start a business at his school. And his dad said, well, you should sell candy. His dad then gave him $20. They went to the store and he bought a ton of candy. He sold candy at school for about 4 days. And business was booming. He was making some solid money. But on the 4th day, he was caught. When he went to the office, the administrator made him call his dad. And when they called him, they told him that there was a kid at the school that was selling weed gummies. At first, they thought it was him, but then they found out it wasn't. Fast forward about a week, and this kid was in one of his classes, when suddenly, a friend of his started having a seizure. And the next day, another person had a seizure. They both went to the hospital, but they're fine now. Turns out, these seizures were caused by the weed gummies, which were also apparently laced with something else. Everybody at the school thought he was the one doing this. Then, the school had an assembly to address the drugged gummy situation. Right after the assembly, a student who knew the person that was selling these gummies snitched, and that kid went to jail. Black Markets Kids Ran in Their Schools. A follower submission. At this kid's school, he got into business with his friend. And how this business started is that one day, his friend handed him a rock and said, I bet you can't sell this. Well, sure enough, he sold it, and it gave him an idea. When he wasn't in school, he started gathering tons of rocks. He would then bring them to school and sell them to students. He sold small rocks for $1, medium rocks for $2, and big rocks for $3. And the funny thing is, business is absolutely booming. They're making some solid money. Teachers and students alike are buying their products every day. Here's some pictures of his inventory that he sent me. Look at those nice rocks. I want one. They even made an Instagram page. And here is a few of their posts. Hey, it's a little weird, but keep up the good work. You gotta respect the hustle. Black Markets Kids Ran in Their Schools. A follower submission. When this kid was in high school, he was in woodshop class, and he was pretty good at it. Well, he wanted some extra money, so he had an idea. Over the course of the week, he would go around school and he would steal those small wooden door stoppers from classrooms. After a while, the teachers started to complain about where their door stoppers went. And that's when his business really started. He began making these solid, well-built door stoppers in woodshop class. He would then carry them around with him, and he would go up to the teachers that were missing their door stoppers, and he would say, hey, I heard you were missing your door stopper. I made a bunch in woodshop class. Would you like to buy one? And they always did, because they thought they were supporting a smart, talented student. He sold these door stoppers $5 each, and pretty much every single teacher that he stole one from bought one back from him. He made about $100, but he only did this scam once because he didn't want it to be too suspicious. But man, this kid's a genius. The most interesting pictures you'll see all day. This isn't a dorm room. It's a prison cell in Norway. Man, if I was ever to go to prison, I want to be at this place. This here is cauliflower. I had no idea they could be purple and orange. That's pretty cool. Here's a picture of a bunch of objects on the ground, but the cool thing is there is no shadow. The sun must have been directly above these objects. A woman fed pigeons every day in the same spot for years, and this is what that spot looks like today. This is how big a windmill blade is. It's absolutely huge. And last but not least, this is a bathroom where you have to pay 50 cents to use. But if you're a toddler, you can walk right through. That's crazy. Creepiest things people found in their houses. This was found in one of the bedrooms of somebody's new house. It never stops, carved into the wall. That's definitely concerning. This creepy painting was found behind the washer and dryer of a family's new home. This picture is definitely haunted. This door in somebody's new basement had a weird handprint on it, and a lock on the door. Something sus is definitely going on there. And this very creepy doll that was found in somebody's attic. Who the heck made this thing?
This commercial creeps me out. It's a commercial for Orkin pest removal, and it shows a family coming home after a vacation and walking into their house. But they find two giant rats playing Guitar Hero on their TV. Just wait for it. These rats are definitely suspicious.
You. We're not supposed to be back until Sunday. We could use the boy. Yeah. On drums.
Disgusting food crimes that shouldn't exist. Peanut-flavored Cheetos. I didn't know these were a thing, but they sound nasty. This dude made a pickle popsicle. He said it was delicious. I think he's a frickin' liar. This dude mixed Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk and Pepsi, and he drank it. This person also said it was delicious. And once again, I think they're lying. These are Kool-Aid infused pickles. They look kinda good, but they can't taste good, right? Lemonade-flavored potato chips. I have nothing to say about this one. Why does this exist? Before the last one, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this dude's 30th birthday cake, which is made entirely out of dry noodles. Things people thought were normal that definitely aren't. When this guy was a senior in high school, he was sitting next to this dude he knew in study hall. They were talking about growing up. And that's when this kid says, and it was actually around that time when milk started coming out of my nipples. The other guy's like, bro, what? You know when milk comes out of your nipples? Yeah, bro, that's definitely not normal. Wait, are you serious? Yeah, I think I need to go home. I guess he went to the doctor that day, and he never talked about it ever again. People who are having the worst day. As this person's plane was driving to the runway to take off, they looked outside the window and saw this. There are 2 bags of luggage being left behind. Everyone else's luggage was on the plane. That's super unfortunate. Someone left a candle under their TV. Obviously, the TV melted. What did they think was gonna happen? This person accidentally fell asleep when their food was delivered to their door. When they woke up to go get it, they saw a squirrel eating fries from their bag. Before I get to the funniest one, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. This dude's sweat pattern looks just like you know, and apparently this happens every time he works out. That's tough.
Hey, কি করবি? চেনা চেহারা না হলো কি চেহারা কথা তো বেশি চেহারা ওজন বেশি
আপনি না শুই না দেখা সব জানা ফেলছেন বাবা রক্ত লাগবে রে রক্ত
আসবো না মানে
হ্যাঁ তাই তো শুনলাম
আসবো না ঠিক আছে দেখতেছি ব্যাপারটা যাও
কিরে তুই কোচিং এ যাস না কেন?
দোস্ত আমি কোচিং এ কিভাবে যাব বল? এই গুন্ডাটা যে আমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে তুই দেখতেই তো পারছস, ডেইলি আমার পিছনে লাগা থাকে।
আমার ভালোবাসার গল্পটা অপূর্ণ রয়ে গেল গলবে পাখির মন গলবে এমন মন্ত্র দেব
এভাবে রাস্তাঘাটে একটা মেয়েকে উত্তক্ত করে আর নিজের গায়ে রক্ত দিয়ে
এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয় আপনি শিখাই না তোরা
যে কোচিং এর সামনে যে গুন্ডাটা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকে আমার তো মনে হয় পড়াশোনা সব বন্ধ করে দিবে।
আমি তোর প্রেমের গল্প সাকসেসফুল আমার কথা বিশ্বাস কর আমি যদি একটু প্রেম ভালোবাসাতে আমি শুধু ওরেই চাই বাবা আমি ওরে পালি হবে
ওকে আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি। আচ্ছা আপনার কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন।
আমার তো অনেক ভয় লাগতেছে দোস্ত, এই যে আস্তে আস্তে সব মানুষ জানবে, তারপর আমার ফ্যামিলিকেও জানাই দিবে আর আমার
এন্ড বেস্ট অফ লাক ফর ডক্টরশিপ আমি দোয়া করি তুমি যেন একজন ভালো ডক্টর হও। কিরে মাম্মা, কই রে তুই? কতক্ষণ ধরে দাঁড়ায় থাকবো? কনসার্ট তো শুরু হয়ে যাবো।
তাইলে তো বন্ধু রিত লেগে গেল। আরে বেটা এত লাফাইস না, যেরকম শুনতেছি পরীর মতো এরকম করলে তো বেটা
যা।
পাল্লাটা ভালো।
দেখা যাক কি করে শালা।
বোবা, হ্যাঁ কথা বলতে পারো না?
বিয়ান সাহেব, আসসালামু আলাইকুম বিয়ান সাহেব।
এক্সকিউজ মি,
বলে দিবেন যে আমার বন্ধুর সাথে যেন ভালোভাবে প্রেম করে, নাইলে কিন্তু ঝামেলা আছে। যেদিকে তাকাই তোমায় দেখতে পাই, কিচ্ছু ভালো লাগে না।
বন্ধু, তুই যদি রক্ত দেস?
ভালো লাগে না রে দোস্ত।
না দুলা ভাই, আমি তো কোচিং এ যাই নাই, আমার তো বাসায় গেস্ট আসছে আর আমার আম্মু তো একা, এজন্য আমি যাই না।
আমার পড়াশোনা সবকিছু বন্ধ করে দিবে, তখন আমি কি করব?
আরে ছাইরা দে।
সবে তিনটে সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে পড়ি।
সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে আমার ক্লাস 9 এর পোলাবেনও প্রেম করে।
মামা, মায়া তো অস্থির। এক্সকিউজ মি আপু, এক্সকিউজ মি, আপনার নামটা যদি বলতেন একটু।
শুনেন বেঞ্চ সাহেব, আমার বন্ধু জিসান, ঠিক আছে? আপনার বান্ধবীরে শুনো। মারি নাই তো, শাসন করছি। ভালো লাগে না, একটু মারতেই পারি, তাহলে কিন্তু খুব খারাপ হয়ে গেছে। তুই রবির নামে সুন্দর একটা রিক্সা ডাক। ভাবি চিনিকে আমার বন্ধু জিসান দিচ্ছে, প্লিজ ভাবি আপনি একটু নেন, প্লিজ ভাবি। দেখেন ভাবি, ফোন তো ধরে না। আবার কল দে। এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই নাই তোরা?
যে কোচিং এর সামনে যে গুন্ডাটা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকে, আমার তো মনে হয় পড়াশোনা সব বন্ধ করে দিবে।
আমি তোর প্রেমের গল্প সাকসেসফুল। আমার কথা বিশ্বাস কর।
আমি শুধু একটু প্রেম ভালোবাসা চাই, আমি শুধু ওরেই চাই বাবা, আমি শুধু ওরে পাইলে হবে।
ওকে, আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি। আচ্ছা, আপনার কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন,